Hey everyone, welcome back to another online battle. I'm coming up against Ether, who is playing the Lizardmen. I'm playing the Dark Elves, and we brought quite a unique army of mainly Dark Shards. They can be quite effective against the Lizardmen and their high armor. As you can see, my Dark Shards front line is very heavy in the armor piercing. So, he has to be quite careful with anything like Croxagors or Feral Bastiladons and any other units of that sort. Unfortunately, he didn't bring quite as many heavy, large units as I would have liked, but he does have Crockgar and 2 Croxagors, which is quite an investment into large anyway. But we'll see how this goes. We do have our front line or our main line of Shades, backed up on the sides by Cold One Knights for some more anti-large. And then we've got a cheap front line to kind of just hold for our Dark Shards of Dread Spears, Bleak Swords, and another lot of Dread Spears. And we've got Marathi in the air in order to buff what little cheap infantry we do have, with all the buffs that entails with her. Things like Heartrender and Dark Swords, which debuff the other enemy. Enchanting Beauty. What else? Where are we going here? Not that one. There was another one, I believe. No, okay, so it was just Heartrender and the Dark Sword, which debuffs the other army's melee defense and melee attack, and also Enchanting Beauty, which debuffs their melee attack and charge bonus. So it debuffs the other army, so that we can hold for longer with the army we have brought. Okay, so we're starting off, and I do instantly recognize that Crockgar is there, and go, well, he needs to be taken out. And we're trying to get as much damage as we possibly can into these lines before we end up having to fight. So as you can see, I've got my Dark Shards all lined up, trying to get as much damage as I can into them. And now I'm going to bring through my other army and try and retreat these ones through my spears. As you can see there, the Croxagors straight into the spears, which is not what they want to do. And my army has engaged and prevented them from getting through to my Dark Shards. And now they can lay waste to what's left. Croxagor does end up getting through, which is not good for me. And the fight has begun. So, unfortunately, there were some skinks in these Dark Shards, these Shades, which did not allow them to fire, unfortunately. So, not sure why these Shades are running into attack. Fire on him. There we go. Now they're gonna fire. And there we go. I put a nice Power of Darkness. No. Where is it? Pit of Shades into this grouped up enemy line over here. Croxagor's getting absolutely annihilated. My Cold One Knights are holding over here, which is good. My Shades have once again re-engaged onto Crockgar and are taking him out as well as they possibly can. Murderous Prowess is activated, giving us a nice boost. But we are not doing... There we go. Now we're putting some nice damage into Crockgar. And his line is breaking quite quickly from this Murderous Prowess. And Croxagor is dropping significantly from this consistent fire from the Shades. And there we go, Crockgar routed and off the battlefield. That is one thing you need to think about when you're playing as Lizardmen against the Dark Elves. They do have a lot of armor piercing, the Dark Elves, and have a lot of ways they can eliminate your heavily armored singular units like Crocker, Feral Bastillodons, anything like that. That Skink Chief I would have changed out for a Skink Priest to get a little more magic on his side. Changing my shades over to the Croxagors because they're the next major threat in this army. And because of that, he does get basically eliminated quite quickly. Everyone just ends up routing. The skink cohort over here do not really stay for very long when all the Croxagors and Crocker and also the Saurus warriors have been routed off the field. So quite a good victory for me. They said it was Pyrrhic, but I do have quite a few full health shades still left over, and his army has been quite annihilated. His skink cohort did not do as much as he probably hoped they did. He did bring a very heavily armoured front line there of temple guards with Croxagors bringing up the back, but they weren't quite quick enough to get into my shades and take them out as they should have been. So he should have brought probably a little bit more cavalry. Did he have any cavalry? No, he didn't. Or used his skink cohort to like wrap around the sides and get into the back of me. But because of that, I was able to take out Crocker and these Croxagors quite quickly, and the Temple Guard before they even got into battle, meaning that my army just ended up shredding his eventually. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. It was a great battle from Ether. Thank you for that. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I hope you enjoyed it too. I'll catch you all next time. Bye.